This is stage 9 of building the chamfered post table, and I'm working on the remaining parts of the drawer. We've got the dovetails complete, the sides, front and back, but we need the bottom. And the first thing is that we need grooves in these pieces for the bottom component. So I'll start at this back corner here to create a groove in this side component, and that groove is 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch. So I'll come down and come over 1/4, edit the component, line tool, and create the boundary of the groove, and then push pull. It will stop here, but we can click and then continue the groove on back, and that groove will go all the way to the front edge, through the front edge of the drawer side. So I'm going to click on the front edge here, and that groove will be all the way across. And there we can see it on the other side. We also need to groove like that in the front piece. So I'll close the component, delete these guides, and then open the front for editing, and I should be able to just use the rectangle tool and click on where that groove touches the face, click on that point, and then click on the intersection at the bottom of the groove with the rectangle tool like that, and we've got the surrounding edges for the groove here, and I'll just push that back 1/4. So now we have a groove all the way around for this bottom piece. Close component. The bottom's a little bit tricky. It's a tapered bottom, which is typical of the 18th century kind of drawer that will not be glued in but can slide in and out here from the back. And I need to create the shape, the beveled shape of the drawer. And the first thing I want to do is bring a guideline out on the red axis 1/16 of an inch, because I want a gap from the edge, the outer edge of the bottom, to the face of the side here. I want some space in here for expansion and contraction and so on. And that 1/16 of an inch will do that. The top of the drawer, the bottom, top face of the drawer bottom will be at that level, and also the thickness of the bottom will be 1/2 inch. So I can bring a guideline down 1/2 inch. Now I want a bevel, and I've figured out that a 12-degree bevel works really well here. So I'm going to get the protractor tool and poke it onto that corner right there, and then draw a guideline that is 12 degrees. Now, so this drawer bevel, we can draw the drawer bevel now and come down tracing over these guidelines. Here's the bevel, and go down to the intersection shown by the X, and then come up to that guideline and over to this end here, and we've got a face that shows the position of the outer perimeter of the drawer bottom, and it shows how the bevel works. Now I'm going to reverse faces and get rid of a bunch of guidelines here. So that's how the drawer fits into this groove. It just touches the bottom edge of the groove, and then it fits in there nicely, and it has a 1/16 inch gap at the back edge of the groove. So we'll use this shape then to create the perimeter of the drawer bottom, but I need to make this the component. We'll just call this the drawer bottom. Now we need a path, because we want to use a follow me tool to create this perimeter all the way around to the other end and to the back. So we need a path, and that path, I'm just going to start the path right on this corner right here. So I can just draw a line on the, I want this on the green axis, over to that green. I'm going to tap the left arrow key to hold that on the green. There we go. And I'm going to touch that corner, and that'll be the front edge of the path, and then come over here on the red axis, tap the right arrow key and hit this corner, and then come back on the green axis, tap the left arrow and touch that corner. That gives me an exact path of the perimeter for this drawer bottom. I'm ready now to do a follow me. So I select, hold down the shift key, select the path, and pick the follow me tool, come over to the beveled shape of the drawer bottom here, and it says this is a component, so I need to right click, edit component, and then click, and I've created a boundary perimeter of the drawer bottom. I need to close off the bottom with a edge across here, and then another edge across here. I don't need these lines, and I don't need these lines, and I don't need the path I'll delete in a minute. but I also want to pull this out about, I would say, 3/8 of an inch, so I can grab that drawer and pull it out when I need to. And so that makes the bottom. And I can delete the path. Let me just pull a copy of that drawer bottom down and have a look at it. So that's the result. It fits perfectly in the groove. It's easy to make in wood, and it works well. And the grain is always cross in this direction, so that the expansion and contraction is in front to back and doesn't blow out the sides and create a drawer that won't run smoothly in the furniture. So that's the drawer bottom. The next stage will be to create the drawer knob.